Odin is a prominent figure in Norse mythology. He is often regarded as the chief of the Aesir, one of the two main groups of deities in Norse mythology. The other being the Vanir. Odin is known as the All-Father, which means he is considered the father of all the gods. He is associated with various aspects including wisdom, war, poetry, and death. He is often depicted as a god of great knowledge and is willing to make sacrifices to acquire more knowledge and power. One of the most famous stories about Odin is his quest for wisdom. He sacrificed one of his eyes at the well of Mimir in exchange for wisdom and knowledge. He also hung himself on the world tree, Yggdrasil, for 9 days and nights to gain the knowledge of the runes. Odin is the owner of the 8-legged horse Sleipnir, one of the most famous creatures in Norse mythology. Odin is associated with Valhalla, a great hall in Asgard, where the bravest of warriors who died in battle were said to go. These warriors, known as the Einherjar, were chosen by Odin to aid him in the final battle of Ragnarok. In Norse mythology, Odin is fated to die during Ragnarok, the end of the world. He will be consumed by the wolf Fenrir, but his death is seen as a necessary event for the renewal of the world. Odin is often associated with various symbols, including the Speargungnir, which never misses its target, and the raven, which represents his companions Hugin, thought, and Munid, memory. He is also associated with the Valknut, a symbol that might represent his power over life and death. Odin is traditionally associated with the runes, which are the characters of the runic alphabet used by the Germanic peoples, including the Norse. He is said to have discovered the runes after his self-sacrifice on Yggdrasil, and he passed this knowledge on to humanity. Runes were not just an alphabet, but held mystical and magical significance in Norse culture. Odin was often depicted as a wanderer who would travel through the realms of the world, taking on different forms. He had various aliases and disguises, allowing him to gather information and interact with mortals. Odin had 2 ravens, Hugin and Munin, which flew throughout the world to gather information and news. They would return to him and whisper what they had seen and heard, making him one of the most knowledgeable beings in the cosmos. Odin was associated with poetry and inspiration. He was said to have a great love for poetry and was the patron of skalds, Norse poets, and bards. Odin's inspiration was sought after by those who wished to compose great works. Odin was married to Frigg, who is considered the queen of the Aesir and a powerful goddess in her own right. He had many children, including Thor, the god of thunder, and Balder, the god of light and purity. Odin's spear, Gungnir, was renowned for its power and accuracy. It was made by the dwarves and was one of the most potent weapons in Norse mythology. Odin was a central figure in the religious beliefs of the Norse people. He represented the values of bravery, wisdom, and the pursuit of knowledge. His mythology and stories are preserved in the Poetic Edda and Prose Edda, 2 primary sources of Norse mythology. Odin continues to be a popular figure in modern popular culture, particularly in the context of Norse mythology. He appears in various forms in literature, movies, video games, and other media. Odin's character and place in Norse mythology are rich and enduring, making him one of the most fascinating figures in the pantheon of ancient Norse gods. His various roles, attributes, and stories continue to captivate the imagination of people interested in Norse mythology and history.
Welcome to Piffology. Like, comment, and subscribe.